Hey guys, so we wrapped up our webinar on tariffs about 2 hours ago, and one of the things I took my time to do during the webinar is to really explain what tariff is and how it works, because there's a lot of information or misinformation out there, and I thought it's good for everybody to really understand just the basics of what tariffs is. And tariff is really a tax on importation. That's it. It's a tax on importation. So if a company is importing from Canada, the company is going to get taxed. Now, most companies will end up passing the additional taxation to the consumers if the consumers are willing to pay for it. And most companies end up doing that. But if the consumers are not going to pay for it, then sometimes the company is going to eat up some of that cost. So another question that was asked is, does tariff help inflation? And the answer is no. Tariff makes inflation worse because with tariff, it's additional spending. And anything that is resulting in somebody spending more money, whether it's the consumer or it's the employer or the company, that's more inflation. When there's more inflation, the government wants to curb inflation by increasing interest rate. So tariff does not make inflation better, it makes it worse. Then it also makes interest rates worse, because they're trying to control inflation. So what can you do to mitigate the negative impact of tariff? If you're building or you're a business owner that rely on importation for a lot of your materials and products, you want to secure good pricing and fixed pricing, and sometimes there's margins here and there, but you want to make sure the margin is reasonable. And you also want to make sure there's no escalatory clause, or the escalatory clause is reasonable. And you also want to work on yourself and stay up to date on the news, on the trends on the market, what's going on, because the economy is dynamic, things are changing fast, and there are winners and losers in any economic decision. So you want to ask yourself, how can I be one of the winners? But you don't even have a chance on being a winner if you don't even know what's going on. So the key is knowing what's going on and taking action. Are there benefits of tariffs? Yes, tariffs can be used to protect our national interest and used to create more jobs, encourage domestic production, and also offset trade imbalances. When I was working as an auditor in the Bay Area in San Jose, California, there were some companies, some semiconductor companies that actually shut down just due to unfair trade practices. So yeah, I'm fully aware of this. But most of the benefit of tariffs, you're going to get that on the long term. But in the short term, they tend to be super inflationary. And that's why it has to be done strategically. It could be done in the right way. So hopefully our government can figure that out, and we can all be winners. Well, that's what I got for today. See you later. Bye.